And we are spieling it in the kitchen, brought to you by Prairie Farms. We adore Prairie Farms. We love Prairie Farms. We love these guys, Will and Keesha. To know them is to love them. They're all things food in their own right. New Kahala, if you have been to Southern Illinois, you know that name. It's synonymous. You said what, Will, 30 years?
Almost 30 years, yeah.
30 years. And then it's a new venture, Keesha. You're doing...
Bake Me Happy.
Bake Me Happy. But you guys came out today to just share with us some creative, easy treats, like when you're hosting guests or whatever. You got to feed them something, right?
This is a simple little dish that we like to make as a side dish for any of our guests, or sometimes we even make a version of it at the restaurant. But it features a couple local products, and then we're able to actually customize it however we feel like, with different kind of finishing touches.
Perfect. And you know, that's what's so great about you two is that you think about other people, you think about other restaurants, and that's why online it was born, the Facebook page, Southern Illinois Eats, right?
Yeah.
And it's a place you can go and you might forget about the restaurant down the street or whatever, but kudos to you guys. I mean, you're you know, propping up local here and that's awesome.
I'm a firm believer it's that old saying, rising tide raises all ships. You know, we all need to work together. You can't eat Chinese or burgers every day. You've got to spread that love around, and there's plenty of it. You know?
Absolutely. Well, these are beautiful to begin with, the carrots, and it's pretty simple, you said. So what are you going to do in the dish?
So we're starting with just a tricolor carrot. If you have the availability to get these locally, you can find them at the farmers markets. Right now, they did not have any local ones that we had, so we were able to grab them just from the local grocery store. Okay. So we like to start by just peeling them just to remove any of the outer kind of tough skin.
Perfect.
And then we'll take these and we usually cut them in half right down the center.
Yeah. Because they take longer to cook probably.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And they don't have to be perfect. This is not a perfect dish.
Okay.
Rustic, right?
Overlook
Rustic.
my terrible
I like
knife
it.
skills.
Okay.
So once you start getting them cut in half, and it'll be easier once we have more, we just start throwing them in the pan.
Okay.
You can do these with full carrots. If you don't want to go through the trouble of cutting everything in half,
right?
You can actually do them with baby carrots.
Is this a Spiel knife?
No.
Okay. Because this that looks like a Spiel knife. It won't really go through very easily.
Yeah, no. Normally we use a big cleaver.
Okay. Okay. So for you, Will, where did the love of cooking and how did you get into what you're doing?
Well, I was pretty much kind of born into it.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad had worked in a restaurant since I was born.
Okay.
So as an infant, I spent time at a manager's office. And my mom would always say, you know, you'd be crying in there, and then she'd be waiting tables.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then, so my parents moved here, I think in 92.
Okay.
And they opened New Kahala, and I worked there since I was a child. So, and here I am.
Family business.
Yeah,
Gotta
family
keep
business.
it going.
Exactly.
And you said you've always cooked with Mom, or how did your love start?
My mom worked at a diner for years whenever I was younger before she switched professions. Okay. So I kind of grew up in Vienna at our local diner. And I mean, she made everything from pies to, and you can still find some of those even at the bakery when we get it going.
Meringue? The big old meringue?
Yeah, the big old country pies. So we're doing those, and they're actually her recipes. I mean, she taught me everything like that she knew. And my grandma and I even would watch Food Network all the time.
Like, I can do that.
It was just inspiration. So
yeah.
this is going to be
the
most simple dish.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give this back to you for a second.
Okay.
So once you get all of these done, everything comes together really fast. That's actually the longest part, and cutting it. You're gonna finish them off with fresh herbs and honey at the end, but honey is gonna go on before you bake as well. Awesome. But the first thing we're gonna add, just to keep it from sticking, is a little bit of olive oil, and we're using a local oil from Alali Acres, which is their Tuscan herb, since this is a honey and herb glazed baby carrot.
Nice.
If you're like me, I don't like to have a lot of stuff sitting on my counter, like extra jars. So you can just kind of plug the top to control how much comes out and give it a good drizzle. A lot of people don't measure in the kitchen, and I'm one of them.
Even making cakes, you don't measure?
So much.
She doesn't measure?
When I make cakes, I really had to get used to doing that so that I can start telling other people how to make them the same way that I do.
All right, so you just flipped them. I saw that.
Yeah, basically we just season one side, kind of move them around, make sure the oil is all over them.
Okay.
And we're just gonna season the other side the exact same way.
Okay.
The last little bit that I put on there was just a little bit of parsley and oregano just to bring out that herb.
Okay.
So the same salt, pepper, parsley, and oregano. So
nice.
it's really easy. And then after that, we just pop them in the oven at 425 degrees.
Ooh, those look great.
Thank you.
And people are impressed. They're like, oh, that was like, that's big.
Yeah, and you can see that they've got a little bit of a char to them, like cooking them at 425. They're nicely browned around the edges.
Okay.
That's where you want to let them get to. They're going to kind of shrink in on themselves a little bit, and you want that because if they haven't got to that point yet, they're not soft enough to cut into and eat. So while they were in the oven, I kind of checked them. What we did was give it one sprinkle of honey. We just took our local honey. This one's from Miller's Farm. We picked this up at Fresh Food here in Carbondale. But we're gonna do the same thing that we did whenever they were in the oven, about halfway through cooking. This is how we'll finish it out, just to glaze it to serve. You just give it a really good glaze right over the top. And you kind of do it to your preference. If you want them sweeter or more glazed, you can add more. If you want them less, you can add a little less. If you're watching your sugar intake, honey is a really good option because it's lower on the glycemic index. So it's really great for people who are diabetic. So instead of sweetening with sugar, it's a nice sweet side dish that doesn't necessarily have all the extra. This is just fresh Italian herbs that we're sprinkling over. So just to kind of finish it off and bring out some more herb flavor to it.
So we were going to put her on the spot to sing because she apparently auditioned for American Idol a few times, but she said,
oh my gosh, that was in high school and just after high school.
She only performs for crowds of 500 plus, and we don't have enough people in studio.
Okay, and that's on stage.
Yeah, on stage.
I used to do stage production at Shawnee College.
Have you heard her sing?
No. I have heard her
He
sing.
has, but he has never seen me actually perform.
I think it was
Because I don't.
the anniversary of Phantom of the Opera, which I love. So I'm sitting on the couch watching it, and I'm listening to them sing, and I'm like, wait, there's another voice, So she's in the kitchen cooking and singing along. So
that's like a TikTok, right? Your hubby didn't know you could sing like that. All right, so we're about to really impress people because we're going to turn it on and put some roasted, what is this, nuts and the berries?
Yes,
and
roasted slivered almonds.
Okay.
And I just kind of like to arrange them on the plate just in a way that they look really nice.
Okay.
I kind of like to mix up the colors. These are just dried cranberries. It kind of brings out the flavor of the carrots and adds another level of the sweetness. Gives it a little bit of a tart.
Yes. Now, to have you guys come into
go.
the house and prepare that for us, it's a little bit more costly than you would just buy it at the store, right?
A lot of this stuff is stuff that you have in your pantry.
True.
So,
True.
Really, a bundle of carrots like this, especially if you're getting it from your local farmer's market or even if you're buying it from your grocery store, is really inexpensive. It's a couple dollars. So it's a really nice, cheap, quick way to impress people.
Right,
So,
there you go. Cheap eats to impress people, right there, okay? And you saw it here on the Spiel. All right, anything else before we go?
I don't think so.
You running for any office or anything you need to promote that?
No, I'm not.
He's been asked many times.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, and the
thanks
best
for
of
having
luck
us.
to both
Thank you
of
so much.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
we'll be right back.
Thank you guys so much for checking out the show. If you guys could do us a huge favor, go like and subscribe on YouTube. Check out the other videos. They're going to be great. It's gonna be great. It's good. It's great. It's great. What the frick are you guys still doing here? Go subscribe.